Hi, my name is Hannah Banks, and this is my discussion board week 3. So some of the book questions I picked was the Barack Hussein Obama versus the claimant. The Court of Appeals held the National Securities Bulk Collection of telephone and email data was authorized by the USA Patriot Act. Why did Congress in 2015 stop the NSA from doing these collections, requiring the FBI to get a court order to get this data from Microsoft and other private carriers? So this was a high-profile lawsuit that challenges mass surveillance and arguing the Americans' telephone metadata deserves the high protection of the Fourth Amendment. I feel like this was really important for the simple fact, I believe this was a relevant question because we lost the greatest amount of firefighters and citizens that day, and it's our government's job to prevent the next tragedy. And if that means having to watch what people say, what they're planning, I feel like that's important. For the next one, if your fire department is going to enter into a contract to purchase radios, describe the performance requirements that would include in your specifications for communications from inside large buildings in your fire district, and what type of penalty clauses you might include in the contract for breach of specifications. I said I would prioritize the equipping the fire department with reliable communication tools that are crucial for effective and safe operations, especially in the challenging environments of large buildings. I mean, I know my walkies have cut out before. I know like all my radios they've cut out before in certain buildings, especially U-Haul buildings. Out in Milford, there's a place where we lose connection at, and we've always said if we had a fire there, we would be screwed for that aspect, and that would be a defensive building. Said I would purchase high-grade stuff to prevent tragedies for the firefighters, because that is the small thing that we can do to keep us safe. The high-rise buildings and other buildings can be hard to reach or lose frequency, and you can lose firefighters, especially if it's Mayday and the building's about to come down. For some of discuss 3 key provisions in the International Association of the Fire Chiefs Professional Code of Ethics. This was kind of a fun one to read through. The 3 I picked was always conduct themselves on and off duty in a manner that reflects positivity on self, family, the IFC. This is extremely important because it has to deal with being professional outside of work in the workspace, and emphasize the importance of being professional and leaving a good impression. I definitely think that's a huge thing, because if you look at any news article, when firefighters mess up, it could be firefighter does this, firefighter does that. So to leave a good impression on it, all the things that we do, especially anybody can call our chiefs or the fire department and complain. Support the concept of fairness and the value of diverse thoughts and opinions. I said this because the culture is always changing, especially now. We have such a diverse population of people with their thoughts, opinions, personal feelings, what they believe in, and I feel like we always need to hold a high respect for that. Exercise professionalism, competence, respect, and loyalty in the performance of their duties, and use information, confidential or otherwise gained by virtue of their positions, only to benefit those they entrust to serve. This has to deal with performing the job at the highest level and being trusted to help those people they serve with the power that has been given to them. I mean, every day you're training on your off days and on your on days. It's just part of being a firefighter. I believe that all these are relevant to the fire service because they all have to deal with hard work and integrity in what we do. To lead, you have to want fairness and professionalism. And I feel like the fire service has dropped their standards to a degree, and I feel like we need to hold it for higher standards for volunteer and career. Some recent cases. This was kind of a fun one, you know, not a fun one, but I was actually here for this case when it happened. Father of a patient at Cincinnati Children's charged for threatening to shoot security officers. My whole kind of point is even the safest places that we don't think that things can happen, it can happen. So basically this dad was angry over the county trying to make him come in, and he lost his cool with our officers. And I just feel it's relevant because we need to have a plan for even our hospitals, because anything can happen. I mean, school shootings have increased, like, things are increasing, you know. One of the current events I kind of picked was hero firefighter describes the rescue of semi-truck driver dangling from bridge. I kind of went back to the 3 codes that we all picked, and it's definitely like it had to do with professionalism and training, I feel like, for this one. And I just feel like that's always relevant in the fire service for emergencies like this, for when a semi is hanging off a bridge out in Louisville. And for me, it goes into training purposes. All right, thank you.